resumes of matrimonial candidates, which is totally normal, right?
How are we going to set it up? It's not going to happen on American.
I don't want you guys jumping and getting all these other people involved.
Looks good, so I'm going to forward this to Ravi, okay?
Within weeks, my biodata was in the hands of uncles, aunts, family, friends, and complete strangers.
I'm Ravi. Hey, I'm Ravi. Hey, I'm Ravi. Oh, wait,
That's Ravi Patel in a funny new documentary that plays like a romantic comedy. It's called Meet the Patels. And in real life, Ravi is a young Indian-American actor looking to find a girlfriend, but his parents want him to use traditional Indian matchmaking so that his partner is suitable to everyone.
Ravi's sister Geeta is getting similar treatment in the movie, which they directed together, and his father Basant is here as well. Good morning.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us how this all came about. If you watch the trailer, you kind of tell people how it happened, but you were just taping him at a family party. Okay, so how'd this start?
I was just filming, you know, our trip to India.
There's no privacy in our family. I guess it starts there. There's no respect for anyone's privacy. She had just bought a new camera. She had completed a documentary, which was also for PBS.
Okay.
And she wanted to learn how to use a camera, which I like to always say that she never did, if you watch the movie. And what happened was I had just broken up with my girlfriend of 2 years, who I never told mom and dad about because she wasn't
white.
Indian.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in our family, everyone has married not just an Indian, but a certain kind of Indian, the last name Patel.
Same last name as us.
Patel's married Patel. So in our family, nobody has married outside the Patel last name.
What?
So here I
Even
am.
our cousins who are born in America.
Yeah, they're happy and they do it. And so here I am on this flight for a family trip to India, fresh off this, going through this like eat, pray, love phase.
Yeah.
And mom and dad are breathing down my neck because it's like a national catastrophe that I'm not married and almost 30. And then they're telling me there's 1 billion people where we're going. and you know, that was the beginning. And basically I agreed, you know, finally to try things their way. And that was the beginning of these biodatas being emailed to me, which are matrimonial resumes that Patel parents
really
pass
happens.
around. It's commonplace in America, amongst Patel parents, for these things to be passed around. And that's how we meet each other.
Does that mean you're all related, all the Patels?
No, but it's a very fair question because we have the same last name.
Yes.
I see what you're talking about.
The thing is that you hear something like this and you think, oh, that's crazy, that's weird, right? And the reason we made this, one of the reasons is the marriages and the families that have come out of this system are the happiest, most romantic relationships we know. And so there's something to learn. I mean, look at our country. We've got the highest divorce rate.
Yeah.
People want to be alone more and more. We've got the highest depression rate we've ever had. You know, love is something that's a mystery to all of us, and we feel like so many people in our family have the answers. They just took a different route.
So, Dad, how do you explain this? Because Americans have difficulty understanding, well, you're going to marry that person, and it's just got to be with this people, and you'll find happiness. Like, how do you explain how that works?
First of all, when you marry somebody with the same beliefs, same cultural, same economic, you know, the background and education, so it's a compatibility and same beliefs, and also a strong conviction that once you got married, you're married for life, and also getting divorced is not easy there. It's not like going to court. The whole family, everybody involved. You're not marrying a person, you're marrying a family.
Now, I got to say, you seem very straightforward in the way you're presenting all this, but you are like the comedy, he's the comedy of this movie.
No, but when he talks about us, he's not talking about all these things. He's just like, well, you eat the same food. And that's important. I want pizza, they want broccoli, can't hang out.
It's hysterical. So you've got kind of like a cult status now, your dad.
Family is like,
We go to...
People don't want to talk to us at the festivals. You know, we just did film festivals for a year. Everybody wants to talk to
They
Dad.
rush these guys like they're like Brad Pitt and Angelina. And by the way, they handle it like they're Brad Pitt and Angelina. They're like one at a time, totally. Of course you want to talk to us, but let's be one at a time.
So, Ravi, you know as a kid what's coming down the road. Were you dreading this? Say, oh, I've got to marry this person. I want to go date the girls I'm going to high school with.
That's a great question. I totally, actually, growing up, anticipated that I would marry a Patel girl. But I don't think I ever questioned how it was going to happen. I just assumed it would. And then I think I kind of woke up one day and I'm like, wait a second. What I thought my life was going to be isn't the life I have, which I think we all know that feeling. And then, you know, I think a big part of this film is just kind of reconciling what I thought my life would be with what it was at that time.
And thinking about the process, like if somebody says to you, okay, think of the one thing you want in life right now, you know, and somebody says to you, look, I'm going to give you that. Just do what I say, you know, and that's that moment that this film starts with.
And they're trying to hook up your brother, but I assume they're doing the same thing for you too. Is it part of this movie too, Geeta?
It is in a way, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, she's been going through it longer than I have. Yeah, and it is. I would say almost worse on her.
That's in all cultures, though. The parents are doing that, right? So, do we find out in this movie who you end up with, or is it kind of resolved at the end?
There's an ending to the movie.
There's a great ending.
There's an ending to the movie, and I would say that's all the incentive to go watch the beginning and the middle.
How difficult was it as a filmmaker to make this movie for an American audience and an Indian audience and make sure it makes sense for everybody? Was that a challenge at all?
It was. It was actually.
Yeah, it was a
We
conversation.
talked about it a lot because we're like, oh, should we put like a more diverse group of people in the film to show all the commonalities? And ultimately, I feel like what we decided is just to go deeper into our own
We said,
circumstances.
you know what, let's just tell our story. Let's keep our heads down and tell the story the best way we can. And then when we picked our heads up and we premiered, you know, for festivals originally, they just sold out left and right, and 98% of the audiences were not Indian.
She's done the math.
Sorry,
We're
did you
Indian.
want to say? Did you want to
the
finish my
numbers.
sentence? I don't know if
Trust the numbers.
Yeah, I did. I punched the numbers, and it was 98%. 98% were not Indian. We were shocked. We were shocked.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm just looking at you sitting there and you're smiling ear to ear. Are you so proud of this?
Very proud of them, and I never thought, where my wife never thought it would do this good, or they made such a great film.
Dad, when you came here with no money in your pocket and you moved to Chicago,
That's
did you
right.
ever think you'd be on WGN?
Never in my wildest dream. My God, this is like a dream come true.
Yeah, Bozo's gone. You're
Yeah,
sitting
I
here.
mean,
My question
being
is,
right
does
on
this
the
need to
spot.
box seats for
I'm the new
Bears?
bozo.
Have you hooked up for Bears games
No,
with
we
this
don't get hooked up for
situation?
anything.
Nobody?
We get nothing here.
I'm
Are
the
you kidding?
biggest Bears fan that you've ever met.
Someone here's got to be giving you. Come on.
WGN?
Yeah, it's a
We
tight
say
budget
that-
these days.
We say that every day.
You and me both.
Yeah.
That's another Patel thing we can get
That's
into.
right. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Great. All three of you. Great to
Yeah,
meet you.
thank you.
Meet the Patels opens today in Chicago. You can catch it at the Music Box, and it's also playing at the AMC in Barrington.